This is the most audacious intervention by the federal government as far as effort to checkmate the menace of smugglers of either weaponry or smugglers of goods and services. I cannot remember in the recent future when an action as audacious as this has ever been taken in the history of this country. And I also want to observe that it has been so successful that virtually everybody in the country, except the few criminally minded ones that can be said to be against this particular intervention. I want to say personally, I would have wished this operation to be sustained longer than that January they talk about, honestly speaking. It will have been more effective, it will have been more productive. In fact, it will have gone a long way to implant a permanent, law and order in the system. And this will go a long way to not only help us economically, but security-wise. In fact, it even has political significance.
Assuring you, for 3 reasons, I'm assuring you on behalf of myself and the controller here, and also American, we are ready to give you 100% support for 3 reasons. First, I told you I was part and parcel of the exercise when the concept started. Secondly, because I'm a security officer. Thirdly, because we have seen the impact, the multiplier effect of this exercise. Fourthly, because I'm a farmer. I know the benefit I derive from this exercise. I will tell you, last year I harvested almost 100 bags of maize and rice. I couldn't sell them until after the exercise started, because my cost implication for producing 1 bag of maize was almost 6,500. The price of maize came down to 5,000. I could have sold it then. But because of this border, it created competitive price. We don't want the price to go very high, but it created competitive price, so I was able to sell my maize at 7.5 with a markup. So for these reasons, I know I will support it 100%, because that is the only long sustainable way to our development. Any nation that cannot feed its country is not a good nation. And no serious nation will allow importation of these goods and services through its border when they have recognized ports. No nation does that. No nation does that. So I hope, like the Commissioner of Police said, I hope and I pray this drill will be sustained to perpetuity. Because this country, that's the only way we can guarantee the security. Like you rightly said, we notice we used to have challenges of transborder crimes, issues of human trafficking, migrant smuggling, arms smuggling. It has reduced. Within the period, we also arrested some non-Nigerians with guns, with drugs, with Indian hemp, with sock and dye, human trafficking. We arrested them. But it has reduced significantly from the information for the record I received when I assumed duty here. It has reduced significantly. So I think the border is worthwhile. It should be supported by all Nigerians, because we've seen the multiplier effects, both in terms of revenue, in terms of security, in terms of even creating of activities, job creations and activities. Now we see proliferation of rice mills, because we have the capacity to produce rice we can consume in Nigeria. Our total consumption is 7 million metric ton. We are almost 6.7 million metric ton local production. The deficit is just 300,000. So we can do it, we can make it. And with this service, we hope to meet that.
Whatever the impression, I am sure the good citizens of the country appreciate what you and members of your team are doing. They also appreciate what every member of the security agencies in the country, what little contribution they are giving for the betterment of our country, Nigeria.
So I do believe that you should engage all the necessary stakeholders. For us, also in this part of the country, religious leaders are very, very important, a very, very effective means of passing information. All these places which you are, you need to be organizing seminars, sensitization. If you come to Katsina, okay, we are starting this operation, who and which segment of the society should we invite and discuss with them? Let us hear from them. But you don't do that. So when you just appear at 3 a.m. in the night, people will say it's high-handedness. They have the right to misinterpret you. So there's no vacuum in life. If you don't feel it is good information, bad information will take over the space. We will continue to render official support, and we are 100% behind the policy. Of course, in terms of implementation of policies, there are bound to be hiccups. There are bound to be human failures, because we are all human beings. Nobody is perfect. There's nothing like Mr. Perfect. So I do believe that you need to educate, sensitize the people, the benefits that they are going to drive by closing borders. For example, Jami'An, we have over 4,000 hectares of irrigable land. So it means in Jami'An alone, not only providing rice for Jami'An, Jami'An can provide rice for Katsina State. So if you can produce it in Jami'An, why bring it from Thailand?